On Elections with HT this week, I take a closer look at the former Indian ambassador to the US, Taranjit Singh Sandhu, joining the Bharatiya Janata Party. Diplomats joining politics isn't a new phenomenon. There have been so many through the years. There's Natwar Singh, who joined during Indira Gandhi's regime. There's Jaishankar who joined during Rajiv Gandhi's, Shashi Tharoor during Manmohan Singh's tenure, and many others. What's interesting to see is how Sandhu comes at a time when foreign policy is playing a greater role in the political discourse. What the Modi government has pitched is the epithet Vishwaguru or world leader to general voters. But first, let me tell you a bit about the man himself. The 1988 batch IFS officer retired on February 1st this year and has joined the ruling party just a month later. The crucial part is that Sandhu was India's man in the US between 2020 to January this year, which means that he went to the US just before the pandemic started and then handled the challenge of diplomacy during this trying period. For example, running the evacuation flights, which were called Vande Bharat, from America and other key destinations. What his tenure will be known for, of course, will be certain key deals. One, deal with US giant GE to make fighter jet engines for the Indian Air Force. That was announced during the Prime Minister's visit last year. And the second deal, also around the same period, was to buy 31 state-of-the-art Predator drones at a whopping cost of a little over $3 billion. Sandhu also oversaw India and America declare themselves as trusted technology partners as a result of the initiative on critical and emerging technologies, also called ICET. Delivering all these brought him into close contact with Prime Minister Modi, and seeing that he lost no time in joining politics, he may have been promised a key role in the next BJP government. Remember, if he does, he'll follow in the footsteps of former Foreign Secretary and another former Indian ambassador to America, S. Jaishankar. Jaishankar had handled Modi's first visit to America and then served as a Foreign Secretary before taking over as the Foreign Minister. Another diplomat, Hardeep Puri, first served as a Rajya Sabha MP after joining the party just before Modi became Prime Minister, and then became a Union Minister in the Modi 2.0 government, that is 2019. And let's not forget that there's another former US envoy turned Foreign Secretary, G20 coordinator, that's Harsh Shringla, who's hoping to get the Darjeeling ticket. So the question really is, why do political parties need these men? Most of these recruits are, after all, men who, unlike the IAS, have spent most of their working lives living abroad and speaking in posh accents and using a lot of jargon. When you speak to insiders in the party, it becomes clear that the Modi government is very keen on expanding its role as a global player. They see an opportunity in America and the Western world being wary of China and the potential this could have for India. And so what these former diplomats bring with them are their relationships across the world and with key persons. You only have to read former Pakistan High Commissioner Ajay Bisaria's excellent book, Anger Management, to realize how much the personal relationship of a diplomat can impact ties. For example, Satinder Lamba's close ties with Nawaz Sharif played a major role in back-channel diplomacy, and the two countries came very close to a resolution. Hardeep Puri's stint as permanent secretary dealing with economic relations in the MEA would have given him great insight with issues related to his portfolio, that's petroleum and natural gas. Second, diplomats in politics also have a different appeal. These days, when the bar on political discourse is so low and the common person thinks very lowly of them, these people bring a certain credibility, the promise of being well educated and well versed in matters of policy. Think of someone like Shashi Tharoor, who represented India in the UN and is now a seasoned parliamentarian from Thiruvananthapuram. Which brings me to my final point. Are diplomats successful in politics? Yes and no. A resounding yes in the case of Shashi Tharoor. Remember, he may be the only one in the history of all these diplomats who win because of their own popularity and not because of their party's wave. Jaishankar and Hardeep Puri are both Rajya Sabha members, so they didn't have to get into the heat and dust of fighting for their space in politics. But Tharoor won even during a Narendra Modi wave. Yes, it is from a constituency which has a highly educated electorate, but even so, he has continued to win and his popularity has refused to dip despite the Congress's dipping fortunes. It's also a good contrast with another diplomat's career like former Speaker Meera Kumar, who also won several Lok Sabha elections, but they seem to be tied to the Congress's fortunes. She won in 2004 and 2009, but then lost both in 2014 and 2019. So, Tharoor appears to be the odd one out when it comes to electoral politics. Former diplomat, author and JDU leader Pawan Verma also remained a Rajya Sabha member, serving as Nitish Kumar's suave Delhi representative, especially in TV debates, and people like Manishankar Iyer have proved rather disastrous for the Congress party post-2014. He may have been part of Rajiv Gandhi's kitchen cabinet, but everyone will always remember him now as a man who thought he was being very clever, calling Modi a chaiwala before 2014, but it turned into the BJP's winning slogan. Diplomat turned Congress Minister Natwar Singh also faced infamy as he was sacked by Manmohan Singh for using his diplomatic contacts to make personal gains from Saddam's political party during what came to be known as the oil for food scam. There's been a lot of speculation about whether Foreign Minister Jaishankar will also try his luck in fighting Lok Sabha polls. For now, it looks unlikely since he was renominated to the Rajya Sabha in just August last year and has 5 more years to go. But the Modi government loves surprises, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. What's certain is that all these diplomats and technocrats will work on Prime Minister's favorite goal, to make India a developed country by 2047.